Anomaly.
Season is winding down quickly, man. We only got one more episode left of Anomaly, man. It's been a good first season, I want to say, first and foremost, man.
Oh yeah, bro. This been honestly, it's been one of the best seasons I say we had in years. We got we got a competitive championship. We don't know who gonna win. We got a competitive rookie of the year, defensive player of the year, MVP, all of those. It's
MVP.
like we can't call it. You can't call it. So it's been one of the best years for basketball. Period.
Yeah, man, it has been. And recapping from last episode, man, we struck out, man. We thought Joel Embiid was gonna get MVP. We had the Bucks and the Suns. You had the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
Everybody at the crib. Everybody head to Cancun.
yeah, bro. And obviously, I'm a little salty about being wrong, but I think that's good for basketball, not being able to predict who's gonna win, and we got favorites losing. It's like that's good for the game. That's good for the game and keep it competitive because you don't want to. I was kind of tired of going into the seasons and be like, oh, okay, they coming out the East, they coming out
Yeah.
the West. Keep it competitive and spread that love around these organizations.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. Like you said, sucks being wrong, but hey, it's good for the game, man. And shout out to those teams for making us wrong, man. I love to see that.
Yeah,
Let's start off with the MVP race, man. Two-time MVP now in the Joker. Um, I do want to say congratulations to him. He did have a hell of a season. No Jamal Murray, no Michael Porter Jr. He did have them boys in Denver, in the playoffs.
right. Um, yeah, congratulations to him. It's a stat machine. Uh, and there's not much to say about a dude who can give you 30, 10, and 10 each night.
Yeah, not much to knock.
Like but like I said, in my heart of hearts, my pick is still Joel Embiid, and I don't think it's a clear cut argument like you can put for either for Embiid or anybody else because Joker has the numbers,
Yeah.
and his numbers are fantastic, but I still think it's Embiid for various other reasons.
Yeah, something about the season that Embiid had, where it should be. It was an MVP caliber season.
Yeah,
Joker was fantastic. His numbers were great. He got the Denver Nuggets far. But just something about the Joel Embiid season, the pressure that the 76ers had going into the year, no Ben Simmons throughout the year. I mean, I feel like just the media attention and the storylines was so much brighter on Joel Embiid and what he and the Philly team could do. And he was able to get them pretty far, I feel like. And that's kind of how I voted for the MVP if I would have had a vote.
yeah. The thing is, don't take this the wrong way, but I think the thing with Joker, I see is a little bit of Russell Westbrook ish vibes. Is we got crazy numbers. I mean, granted, his efficiency is a lot better than Russ's, but we got crazy numbers, and he got him in the playoffs. But I kind of seen the same thing Russ did last year with the Wizards. He didn't have any help when Bradley Beal was out. He got the triple double, and they got in the playoffs. So I kind of see that same thing. So I'm like, what's the precedent for MVP? And when I see it on Joel Embiid's side, I can't think I don't think he could have done a better job without Ben Simmons. You got James Harden late. Um, he's doing it all by himself. He's leading the league in scoring, giving you the most 2020 games. He's really the most 2010 games. It's kind of more what more can he do? Not
Yeah.
and not even acknowledging he's one of the best defenders in the NBA as well.
Definitely. So yeah, I agree. I was kind of I was shocked to see the voting so one sided for Joker. Honestly, when the breakdown came
Yeah,
out, I was like, wow. I figured Embiid would get a lot more votes than he did. He really didn't get that many compared to what Joker got. It was not a landslide, but it was pretty close.
yeah. It was I think KD. I seen KD make a point, and it was uh, Jokic is more likable as well. And
Yeah.
a lot of this is also a somewhat of a popularity contest. So
Yeah.
I can understand. I understand why it is what it is. But if I had it my way, I think Embiid's the MVP. But caps off to Joker. He earned the MVP. He deserved it. He deserved it. I
Definitely.
think they both deserve it, but he won it. So
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more, man. Well, man, these playoffs, we had a fantastic conference semifinals. Let's start off and stay right there with Joel Embiid in the East. The Miami Heat, went ahead and got it done in 6 games. That Miami
Uh,
team is looking very good as far as 1 through 9, 1 through 10. They don't miss a beat when their bench comes in. That's what I like. That's what I saw a lot of in the Philly series.
Man, I think we've been talking about this team like the whole season, and it's
Yeah.
like they did exactly what we said we were going to do, and that's swarm James when Joel was out, and they just swarmed it with a bunch of bodies, a bunch of people, and they got that intensity, like they're ready to win. Everybody's like ready to win. They're like, if you don't want to win, you can get out of here.
Yeah.
And like with that is also like Jimmy Butler is leading that show offensively. He's scoring on the road. He can facilitate. He can rebound. He's controlling the tempo of the game. And that's one of the biggest things I don't think people really understand is like how he's controlling the tempo or controlling the offense and manipulating different things. So I think it was just they had too much, and Philly really didn't have control of that.
No. The entire game, the entire series almost felt like Philly was trying to play Miami style. Miami, like you said, was controlling not only offensively, but the defensive side as well.
Yeah.
Jimmy was matching up against the best perimeter player, and they got a lot of help with PJ Tucker, Bam Adebayo. They got a ton of good defenders. The entire series, Miami was in control. Shouts out to Spoelstra making some coaching adjustments as well. You saw Duncan Robinson slide to less minutes this series just strictly because of matchups, and
Right.
a lot of times coaches are afraid to make those matchup decisions with big name players or guys that have gotten you this far. Eric was like, no, we got to go ahead and get this series. We'll worry about, that later. And so hats off to Miami. That toughness, like you said, totally separates them from the rest of the league, though.
Yeah, for sure. And you said the guys who earn it. Don't forget that's the guys who earn their money. That's a big thing there. It's like sometimes they feel pressure from guys who earn their money, which
Yeah.
Duncan Robinson just got that big contract.
Big,
Uh,
big bag for him. So, yeah.
but like the way like that team is and that organization is set up, he might come play 30 minutes next series. Like,
Yep. And be
and it's
ready,
like next,
too.
yeah, and it's just like next man up. Like we gonna, I feel like that team is just like we gonna do whatever it takes to win.
Tough loss for Philly, man. How bad is this loss for them? They make the trade to get James Harden mid-season, and then obviously, push their kind of show their hand that they're trying to go all in to win it.
Mm.
They come up short, like I said, against Miami. What's up? What's up, Doc? That's my question. What's up,
I
Doc?
don't, I don't. It's making us look at James a little bit different because like he was able to be swarmed, and we didn't see the one of the best all time scorers that we typically seen in James Harden. And then like there's no fault in Embiid in my eyes because like that man is dealing with a torn meniscus. His thumb is broke.
His
His
eye
face is
socket is
broke.
broke.
Yeah, like bro, that's a Walking Dead trying to hoop for you. So that's hats off to him. If if there was an MVP too, he needs it. He needs that. I don't know, man. But so hats off to him. I don't have anything to say like about him, but like I think we do look at those guys like James a little bit different. Like what is James or how we put the right pieces around him? And then
Yeah.
Doc is like the adjustments. Like we've seen the same thing over and over and over and over. And it's like you
Got
want
to make
more.
adjustments.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to make adjustments. Like we talked about Spoelstra, making adjustments this series. We've seen it from other good coaches. Doc's a good coach. He gets his team to the playoffs. It's happened many times, but at least in my opinion, over and over, we have seen his teams blow a series and not been able to close out a series. And he's been riding this one championship longer than anyone I've ever seen.
Coaching is a tough job, one I would say, but like I would like to see some more adjustments. But I don't know what that looks like for that team as well, which is not like ideally constructed right now.
Yeah. So we all great coaches from the sidelines and from the couch for sure. But give me a couple mil, I'll figure it out.
He said he getting paid for it. He getting paid well enough for
You
it.
get paid well enough for it. The other Eastern Conference series, man, it was a great series between Boston and Milwaukee. Went 7 games, but last night was a blowout. Boston is back in the Eastern Conference Finals. They've been here 4 times in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So I can't get too excited about it, but I think it was great that they beat Milwaukee. That was a tough matchup for them.
Yeah, for sure. I think man, I just love how they're playing basketball now. They're just playing so unselfishly. They're playing with no agenda. They're just trying to win the game. And like I think like once like after that trade deadline hit, that's a whole new Boston team like we've been seeing.
Yeah.
Defensively, they're swarming. They got those arms everywhere. They got tall, long team, and like I think it's just they're playing great basketball. One, and then the thing with Milwaukee on the other end is they didn't have Chris Middleton, which is a big piece of their team. And I think you need some shot creators to win a championship, which is their primary shot creator is Chris Middleton. So I
Yeah.
think they was just trying to ride it out, see how long they can go without it, and Boston took advantage of that because there's no fault here. I don't think there's no fault on anyone. You can't point the finger at anybody in this series. Like the Bucks was just not as good as the Celtics that night. It went 7 games, but
Yeah. What I would say is, Boston did their job with a wounded Bucks team. Like I said, no Chris Middleton. You got Drew Holiday. I love the guy, most underrated player in the NBA, but he's shooting 22 shots a game now because of no Chris Middleton. That's a lot to feel. You don't really want your point guard shooting 22 shots a game. Chris would take off a lot of that burden, I think, from Drew. So they definitely felt that. Man, Giannis is a bad boy. He did as much as he could to get these guys, to the next round, but Boston just handled their business and they weathered the storms. You can tell this is a veteran team that's been there before. Marcus Smart, Al Horford, those guys did not, they didn't fold when the Bucks went on a 9-0 run and things got late and Giannis start taking over. They really got through all those storms and just stayed true to themselves and, like you said, extremely unselfish. I'm watching Tatum and Brown pass up open looks, to Grant Williams last night. I mean, the guy had the game of his life.
yeah, dude was shooting rocks in the ocean. Oh, okay. Like I think you told me off air. Like you shake that man's hand if he shoot 8 threes and make 8 threes and we shot 16 threes.
Got
You shake that
16
man.
threes, man.
You shake that man's hand and you say good game. That's it.
Yeah,
Right?
you deserve to beat me in Game 7 of the NBA playoffs, and we did our job against Tatum. He didn't get 40, Brown didn't get 40, and Grant Williams knocked down 8 or 9 threes. That's
Yeah.
If you're Budenholzer, if you're the Bucks, you just got to be like,
Yeah, man.
they
And
followed the game plan.
I'm glad you said that because I be like on my like social medias or just word of mouth. When people lose, everybody wants to slander them. We want to, he's not that good. He's not top 5. He's not whatever. Stop that, please.
Yeah, it's
Stop the
bad.
slander, bro. Because these are all-time great players. They just lost. They just lost. That man was better that day. It's okay. It's okay. If you lose, like that doesn't change who they are. It's not gonna change if they get in the Hall of Fame. In most cases, it's not gonna.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So like, stop with the random slanders. Because like I said before, if these guys were free agents, you'd be begging for them to come to your team.
right away. Yeah, I mean it's the league. Guys make shots. People gonna make shots, and like I said, man, the game plan, is shutting down the two big stars. And the game before, Al Horford hurt him. So I mean, if you're Budenholzer, you're the Bucks. Every game they did what they could. The
Yeah.
shorthandedness, and I mean, guys just hit down shots. Horford hit down 8 threes. Grant Williams made 8 threes. The others stepped up for the Celtics, and when that happens, you just shake their hand and say good series. It don't make Mike a bad coach. It don't make Drew overrated. Don't make Giannis not a superstar, like you said. It just mean that Boston did what they were supposed to do. And
Right.
more props to them, less slander to the team that lost, for real.
Right. Caps off because I just love the transition that they made.
Yeah, man, I'm very impressed with Boston this season. Let's move over to the Western Conference, man. Unfortunately, John Morant did go down, in the Grizzlies series, and
Yeah.
the Warriors rattled off the rest of the games there. But I mean, good season for Taylor Jenkins and the boys, man, for real.
Yeah, man. That was my
They
squad
should
this
be
year.
happy.
That was my squad this year. Them Grizzlies. They did a a a great job. A great job. I mean, through the whole season, like you see them be like dogs. You seen that they dogs and like they like 22 years old. So they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
They about to get their guys paid. I think they got a core that they're gonna stick together. So I'm excited to see them in the future. Caps off to them. They made some. I think in that series is some. It was kind of a old head versus a young dude like type of series, and I think the IQ of like Golden State got the better of them a little bit.
Yeah.
And I just think that that's really what that was. That was a lot of experience being shown. And if Ja plays, it might look a little bit different, but I think ultimately the better team won that series.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said, the scary part about this Grizzlies team is that they're locked in together. Those guys are going to probably be back, for a year or two to come. And I just want to say Ja averaged 38, 6, and 8 that series. That's really all I want to say. Like,
Yeah, he's here. He's here.
I guess one of the best defensive teams, in the last 10 years, the Warriors, while they have struggled this year, obviously, they have some issues, but he averaged 38 against Steph, Clay, and the boys. Like, he's gonna remember this series sitting out. And Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, I love how those guys stepped up. Tyus Jones kind of revived his career this season, showed that he can be a legitimate backup point guard in the league. I'm excited to see what the Grizzlies got moving forward, and the Warriors are looking for a title push now.
Yeah, for sure. I know the Warriors are who they are, and the Grizzlies like that kind of interest me too, because I'm like, how they gonna pay everybody? But like the Warriors are who they are. They got championship pedigree. I'm excited to see them.
The game last night that everybody won't stop talking about, man,
Mm-hmm.
ended in a blowout. Dallas, Phoenix at the crib. They did beat them by a 40 piece at home. But I want to start off by saying, again, props to the Dallas Mavericks, man, for showing up. They came out in game 7, and from the tip, it was game over. From the tip, they put their foot on the throat and didn't take it off. And that's tough to do against a veteran team.
Oh yeah, man. We seen it like that was like that's a more I can't even say it was just a no show. Like they just laid an egg. It's one of the most like surprising things I could say, especially in that type of fashion.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you can say. I don't know what like who to. It's mind boggling right there. But that's a dangerous offense that the Dallas Mavericks got right there. When you got a dude who's giving you 30 and you can control the tempo of the game and Doncic, and also getting that help from Brunson is like another shot creator. And I think like I said, you need those shot creators if you want to go far.
Yeah, man. JB and Spencer Dinwiddie stepped up huge this series. They played fantastic. Like you said, Luka's a bad man for sure. But yeah, I would say last night was the biggest surprise of the playoffs for me. Possibly more surprising than even the Nets being swept. Like a 50-point loss at home, the defending Western Conference champions. I was lost for words for sure the entire game. I couldn't believe it. Before the series, I thought the Suns would, DeAndre Ayton would have that series to remember. I thought Devin Booker would show out. Man, we just didn't get any of that, really.
I don't know. Especially with Ayton, is like he's the biggest guy on the court. So I don't know what's going on there. And this is also his year to get paid.
His year to get paid.
I don't know what's going on internally, and that's what Monty Williams said. Is like internally because he only played 17 minutes. So I don't know what's going on there, and they gonna have some choices to make. I think they needed another shot creator, like I said. Devin Booker was one, but CP was a no show. So
worst game of his career.
Yeah, it was. We needed to see the point guard there, but they were all no shows, and I don't even know how to respond to that.
Yeah,
or defend that.
I'm sure it was a quiet locker room after the game. Like, it's not much to say. Like, dang. Like, nobody showed up tonight. Nobody.
No one. So,
yeah,
props to the Mavs for walking them down.
Yeah, for real. Jason Kidd, shout out. Now he's going to have his hands full next round. We got the Golden State Warriors. This could secretly be a good series depending on what Luka's on. Because like you said, he has the ability to control the pace entirely offense. He's going to slow down the Warriors, who want to play a fast tempo, keep it moving. Dallas Mavericks play the slowest basketball in the NBA. So I'm very interested to see this game of chess.
I think it's going to be I think like you said, it's going to be a game of chess with two of the best and two of the smartest players, I'm going to say, in the NBA, and that's Luka Doncic and Draymond Green to me. I think that's where the chess match is going to be, is how Draymond defends Luka and how they go at their that Dallas Mavericks defense as well, with Steph Curry, another shot creator, and Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, so like all those different guys. So I'm excited to see this one, to be honest.
And the keys to this series got to be Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie. They're going to be the ones that have the mismatch offensively, with being checked by either Steph or Jordan Poole sometimes. We know what Luka's going to give you. But if JB's able to have a couple of 30-point games or 20-plus point games, they can definitely pull off an upset, I think, against the Warriors. But I'm rolling with the Warriors in 5.
In 5. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna roll with the Warriors and Dubs too, but in 6, I think they're gonna Luka's gonna give you a couple of games. I think we're gonna see some games where those Brunson or Dinwiddie might show up. But I think ultimately I think Golden State defensively and like they've seen so much and that'll be able to apply in different ways. And like we've seen them play not comparing them to directly, but they play like LeBron, who
Yeah.
is who has that ability to control the tempo as Luka does, as like both like point dual forwards. So I
Hmm.
think they'll be able to be more accustomed to how to guard Luka in a similar fashion.
Yeah, and I'm curious, as like you said, the game plan. They've played some dominant stars this playoffs already. They got Joker round 1, they got Ja Morant round 2. That's going to be interesting as well. Against Joker, they tried to shut him down, and against the Grizzlies, they kind of let Ja do what he want and try to shut down everybody else.
Right.
So, like you said, they got the ability to kind of play it either way. They done the boxing one. We've seen them go zone, man to man. Luka's gonna see a bunch of different stuff, and Jason Kidd's gonna have his handfuls, making some adjustments, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's also a interesting thing to me is like we're seeing like this little transition in the league. We saw like our young stars or these young stars trying to take over the league. So we got Luka versus the old man Steph. We got Jimmy Butler and Tatum and Brown. Like so it's gonna be some interesting conference finals for sure.
How you got that series rolling out? Miami and Boston, man. This is
I think it's gonna be a low scoring, defensive minded game. I got Miami in 6. I I love the shot creators and Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. I mean, and I love how they moving the ball as well. But I think Miami is gonna kind of wear them down. I think if Tyler Hero and Victor Oladipo show up, it'll be they'll have to also have the shot creators and those two as well as Jimmy Butler. Curious to see about Kyle Lowry and his injury, but I still think Miami is just dogs who gonna walk them down.
that's my thing. I think Kyle Lowry is gonna play a big part on his health. If he's able to play, I think that entirely changes the series. Just adds that more depth to him. If not, I think Boston really does have a chance at winning this series. Like you said, right now they're just playing in such a good rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Miami might have just showed up at the wrong time with this Boston team. If they can continue to play unselfish, Marcus Smart, I think can have a dominant series. I want to say Boston in 7.
Ooh, 7. Okay. We're gonna disagree on that. I'm
I want
going
to
with
say
the
Boston in
Miami Heat.
7.
Low scoring games. Jimmy
Definitely gonna be
Butler's
low
gonna
scoring. Definitely gonna be some low scoring games.
Jimmy Butler's gonna show up like he always do, and that's what I got. That's what I'm rolling with.
My biggest question with Miami is going to be, can they score enough points, like you said, to keep up with Boston? I think Boston is going to put up some points, or at least attempt to. So it's really going to be, we know what Miami's going to give us defensively. They're
Hmm.
going to be able to get above 89, 95 points. I don't know if they're going to hold Boston to that low.
Yeah, that's also a question. I feel like that's deservedly so, and that's why I say Victor Oladipo and Tyler Hero are the other shot creators who can get you some points. So I'm like, if they show up, I think that's Miami's a lock right there.
I like it, man. We got just one more episode of Anomaly, man, before the season ends. Got to get you a cap or no cap question real quick. Chris Paul's
Okay.
lost last night, man. I know you got social media. I see you. I know you seen what they talking about on there. You seen Pat Beverly today.
Yeah.
Is the hate deserved right now that Chris Paul is solely getting for the Phoenix Suns loss, man? Cap,
Uh,
cap.
I say Cap, man, because like regardless, he played bad. He played terrible, but like it happens. It's not gonna change that he's a Hall of Famer. It's not gonna change that he's a top 5 point guard all time. He played bad. He played terrible. But like Pat Bev also talking like kind of crazy. Like we've seen Chris Paul be one of the best defensive guards in the league for years, and to say he's a cone is kind of crazy. Like,
Wild to call a nine-time team defensive player a cone, dog.
yeah,
Yeah, man. I'm with you, man. Cap, your favorite player has played bad before.
yeah,
Kobe's airballed 4 straight shots in the playoffs. LeBron was invisible against the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, guys play bad. It happens. Was it a bad time for Chris Paul not to show up? Hell yeah. It lost by 50 in Game 7 at the crib. But this loss is not just on Chris Paul solely. That was a team effort to lose by 50 at home.
I agree. Agreed. If we going cap or no cap, though, I got one for you. This is an interesting one I'll raise. Wilt Chamberlain aside, because I think he's a myth. I don't think he's a real person. Exactly. Wilt Chamberlain aside, is Giannis the most athletic player we've seen play this game, cap or no cap?
No cap, man. This dude Giannis is a freak, man. I watched this dude last night do a spin move from the 3-point line and ended up with a finger roll. I watched him take one dribble after half court on a fast break and get to the rack. Not a travel, strictly clean. Yeah, no, he's physically something that we've never seen before. I thought it was LeBron James, the speed that he was at when he came out. But Giannis is just so strong now. And if he develops any type of mid-range pull-up jump shot, he's got a chance to average 40, and he's already averaging 30 plus.
Right.
So no cap.
Yeah, I just think he's an alien. So I'll ask y'all. He's also a myth. I'm glad we got footage of him because he's a myth. Wilt Chamberlain's not real to me though. He's not real.
Last cap or no cap, man. Should Doc Rivers be on the hot seat?
For sure. No cap, for sure. No cap. I think it's like.
I'm happy someone said it.
It's kind of tough. We keep seeing the patterns over and over and over and over and over. Like every team, like we're seeing it, and like there needs to be some accountability. I'm not gonna say he should lose his job this year or anything like that, but I think it needs to be some type of accountability there.
Man, I'm just happy someone said after the game I tweeted, can we talk about Doc Rivers yet? Like, can we have that conversation? I know Hall of Fame coach and all those things, but like you said, the last 3 stops, his endings have been predictable and consistent.
Yeah.
So, it's like, he's going to get us to the playoffs, but it doesn't look like he is able to make the correct adjustments to get you that ring that you need.
Right.
And Philly has embraced the process. The process is almost complete with no ring. And if they do the process without a ring, that's going to be one of the biggest failures of sports history.
I'm going to say that's karma.
Yeah.
Basketball karma.
For taking.
Yeah.
Basketball guys is not having it, man. Well, D have another episode in the books, my guy. I appreciate you. We got one more left. Come back next episode, y'all. We talk the NBA Finals and the draft lottery, man. Hopefully the Pistons get top 3.
Ooh, we need that. Good energy for Detroit.
Good energy. Rip Hamilton's doing the pull, I heard. So hopefully he give us that shit.
Anomaly, a podcast presented by Sports Time.